Hey Inspirers across the world, so glad you could join me for another session. This session is entitled, Decisions Determine Your Destiny. Let's begin. It fills my heart with great gladness and great joy to know the fact that you want your destiny to be filled with correct decisions. This is my desire for you, is that you might become aware that it is in a single decision that your destiny is being shaped. This is a quote from Anthony Robbins from the book entitled Awaken the Giant Within. And as we are about to head into total bliss and to rest our mind, as our body goes to sleep, my desire is that your soul might awaken. Your desired destiny might be awakened. You might wake up that sleeping giant within. Now you might be asking, how does a simple decision shape the course of your life? Well, you see, your life can take many courses. It can go left, it can go right, it can go in many directions. However, the direction that you would like it to go is determined, and yes, you've got that right, it's determined by your decisions. My question to you is, have you been running on autopilot? Have you been letting your environment shape your decisions? Have you been letting family, friends, co-workers steer your decision making? Or have you been the cause of your decisions? Have you been searching within? Have you been using a high level of discernment to make your decisions? My desire is that as you might leave this session falling into total bliss, that you might find good, solid counsel before making crucial decisions. Now, if you have people in your life that you can trust and has experience in areas that you need guidance in, then that is great. I'd encourage you to at least have around you 2 or 3 solid individuals that you trust, where you can bounce off ideas. Now, if you do not have anyone you can trust, anyone that has solid counsel and can lend a helping ear, my encouragement is for you to take advice from the book by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. He speaks about having a mastermind. Now, this mastermind is not a physical mastermind of individuals, but it is a mental mastermind of individuals that you find solid counsel in. Now, for example, it can be an author that you admire. It can be a spiritual leader that you admire. It can be someone that has passed on, whether it was a father, whether it was a mother, to all be part of your mental, spiritual counsel. So picture this with me for a moment. You are sitting in a boardroom, and you have 3 more seats, empty seats in that boardroom. My question to you is, if you have no one in your life physically that can be part of your counsel, who would you let be in those seats? I want you to take a moment and think for a moment. Who would you assign in those 3 seats? Would it be a family member that has passed on that you confided in and that has given you counsel in the past? Would it be a spiritual leader that's currently alive and you follow dearly? And I want you to assign in those seats those individuals. And whenever you have a decision that needs to be made, take a few moments out of your day and consult with your mastermind. So, for example, you have a decision that you need to make. I want you to ask the question, what would they advise? And play the scenario out in your mind. What would my dad have advised if he was alive? And play that scenario out, him sharing with you what he'd advise. And the same goes on with the other mastermind members. I'm sure you can picture where I'm going with this. So that's my number 1 tip for you in making decisions. Keeping that mastermind group with you at all times, so that when crucial decisions is needed to be made, you have a counsel readily available for you. Now, of course, if you have a physical counsel that you can consult with, great. How about having both? Having the mental counsel and the physical counsel. That's what I would recommend. I view decisions like a tiny snowball, and as it rolls, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it ultimately forms your destiny. the right decision gets bigger and it gets bigger. And that is my desire for you, is that you might be aware the gravity of every decision you make. Now, not to the extent of where you are paranoid, but to the extent to which that when you have a crucial decision, you'll be in the best possible shape to make it. Now, I'm sure there were times in your life where, if you think back, you would say, if I only made a different decision, where would I have been today? And as we are here together, this is a pivotal point in your journey and mine, because from here on out, we will decide everything and everyone will be part of a decision-making process that we will undertake that will change the course of our lives. I am so thrilled because from here on out we will make decisions that will not only benefit us, but will benefit everyone around us. Your children will thank you for this. Your children's children will thank you for this. If you don't have kids, your neighbors will thank you for this. Your community will thank you for this. And you may not know this, but your country will thank you for being in control of making decisions that not only benefits you, but benefits everyone around you. And it all starts right here. Right here, you and I, changing the course of your journey and changing it for the better. Yes, it will get better. Things will get better because we decide that we will do whatever it takes for it to get better. You see, there's a difference between thinking and deciding. When you think about something, you just think about it. However, when you decide on something, you act upon it. And this is the key difference I need you to keep with you as your life goes on. The key to your decisions is the actions that comes along with it. The reason for your destiny being fulfilled is the action that comes with it. As the law of attraction says, whatever you think about, you bring about. And my encouragement to you is that, yes, we might not only just think about it, but that we might decide and act upon it. And to me, this is the missing ingredient of the law of attraction, which I'll surely be making more videos on as the weeks progress. When you act upon a thought, you've made a decision. And that is the key to fulfilling your destiny. That is the key that determines which course are you on. Are you on an upward spiral or a downward spiral? My encouragement is that as you make a decision, that decision might be the catalyst for an upward momentum and an upward spiral in your life. That from that one decision, things starts falling into place. Things you've desired appears out of nowhere. Resources that you've always longed for are handed to you through a phone call, through a text message, through a DM, through a neighbor, through a friend, through a family member. Things starts falling into place because of that one decision that you've made. You decided to stop smoking. And that decision has allowed you ultimately to live a better quality of life. You decided to stop wasting your time on frivolous things. And this has allowed you to have more quality time for the things that matters the most. It's the power of a decision. My question to you, though, is, how do you see your life turning out to be in the next 10, 20 years? Where do you see yourself? What do you see yourself doing? But more importantly, in what emotional state do you see yourself being? My desire is that you might see yourself in the next 10, 20 years in an emotional state of peace, in a state of contentment, I will deal with this in later videos, and it's on the topic of the letter, the prophetic letter that manifests your desires. It is a letter you write to your future self, thanking your future self for decisions you've made, for lifestyle choices you've made, I'll surely deal with this in later videos. The prophetic letter that manifests your desires. Now, coming back to your emotional state of being content, of being at peace, of having a sense of inner joy. This is my desire, is that you might have, number one, what you'd like to experience emotionally in the next 10, 20 years. And once you have that written down, I need you to experience those emotions right now. Experience that inner peace right now. Experience that inner joy right now. Experience an unwavering contentment right now. Think about how your body would be. Think about how your shoulders would be relaxed, your hands and arms loose on the sides, your breath calm and steady. Deep breaths in and a relaxing breath out. A deep breath in and a calming breath out. Think about it, because that what you think about, you bring about. And as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You see, the reason why your emotional state comes first above all else, and not the material possessions, it is because your emotional state is the last result and the reward of the hard work, the grind, and the receiving of the material possessions. So you're working hard, you receive, for example, you receive the financial reward of your hard work. And what's the result of that emotionally? You now can feel a sense of ease, sense of peace, knowing everything will be all right, a sense of joy, knowing that you can take care of yourself and everyone else, and a sense of contentment, knowing that things are okay. So my desire is that you might experience the emotional rewards, because as you experience it over and over and over again, your physical reality will become one with your internal reality. And manifestation is inevitable. On the inside, you think about early in the morning and before going to bed. You think about and you feel the emotions of peace, contentment, and joy. And that's all happening on the inside. And you will see that your inner reality and your outer reality will slowly but surely merge and become one. We will no longer wait for the physical manifestation to appear, to feel joy. We will no longer wait to have the physical rewards before feeling it and feeling the emotion inside. We will think about and eventually bring about. That is the first decision I want you to make whilst listening to me today. Make the decision to experience your desired emotion. So if you want to experience, and you have been waiting for money to come in so that you can finally feel at peace, my desire is that you might decide to feel the emotion of peace, to feel the emotion of contentment, and yes, to feel the emotion of joy. Decide. Decide. Now. Right now. Decide. Right now. And as you wake up tomorrow, you might experience that emotion of joy, that emotion of peace, that emotion of contentment as you relax into total bliss. As you relax, relax, yes, your decisions ultimately determines your destiny. I love how we are traveling on this journey to become better. I really love how we are programming the very fibers of our DNA become better. To upgrade the fibers of our DNA, to no longer be the same, to no longer be the old you. This brings me so much joy, so much joy, to know that your life changes this very moment. Yes? This very moment, it changes. Changes. The right decisions will be made. The right decisions will be made. Changes. Everything changes. It is such a joy changing, improving, succeeding, growing, multiplying, evolving, expanding, expanding. Because of your knowledge, knowing that every decision is part of your destiny process. From my heart to yours, know that I love you, know that I care. And remember, your decisions ultimately determines your destiny. Make sure to like and subscribe. Your decisions ultimately determines your destiny.